So, client gap number one, you are not positioned to sell. Clients always come to me thinking that they have a content problem. And I get why. Because right now, you can be posting consistently, you can have strong hooks, and you can be getting engagement and followers, yet still not signing the number of clients that you desire. And that is because for most people, the issue starts before the content. It starts with your positioning because your positioning should shape every single piece of content that you write because it decides who you are speaking to, the problem that you are speaking to, the outcome that you are selling, and why somebody should buy from you now. And so if your positioning is off, then your content will be too. If you are speaking to the wrong buyer, the wrong problem, or you're speaking to a problem that they don't urgently want solved today, then your content will not convert. And why this matters is because each part builds upon the next. So your positioning is like the foundation of your business, and your content builds on top of that, and your sales process builds on top of that. So if your positioning is off, then your content is not going to create the right amount of interest. If your content isn't creating interest, you're not going to be having as many sales conversations as you should be having. And of course, that's going to impact how many clients you serve and how much money you ultimately make. So in this video, I'm going to break down the three biggest positioning mistakes that I see. So number one, you are not selling to your most motivated buyer. So most people choose a buyer based on all the people that they could help, and that is where the problem starts. Because being able to help someone is not the same thing as that person wanting and being able and ready to buy from you today. So if your offer is positioned as a nice to have problem, you're going to feel like you're trying to convince people. You're going to have long sales conversations, and it might feel a little bit like you're trying to chase clients down on the internet. And this is why sales can feel like my clients often say, it feels like I'm pushing a boulder up a hill. Because if you're solving a problem that is a nice to have, you're trying to persuade people as opposed to just making invitations to people who already want to solve this problem urgently today. Because those people are going to come to you ready, and that's where the biggest shift happens. So let me show you an example. You could have a very generic, broad fitness coach who is not positioned and would say something like, I help women lose weight. Okay. But this is very generic. It's kind of boring. It sounds like every other fitness coach on the internet. And the buyer is not specific. It's not specific when half the market could be her ideal client. And all women have different desires, different goals, different problems when it comes to their weight. And so that means when this person goes to write content, it's going to be very general, or it's not going to apply to big chunks of the audience. And so if even someone does read it, they're not going to remember it. Now, if you compare that to repositioning this offer to, I help single women who want to start dating again, lose weight, and feel confident in their body. This is the same offer. This is the same outcome of weight loss, but now we have a very specific buyer. And more importantly, we have a very motivated buyer. I mean, if I was single and I wanted to lose weight, and I land on your profile and your bio, your content, your about section, your banner, everything speaks directly to me. I do not need convincing. I am already interested. And this is what creates demand. And this is where most of you are leaking so many clients right now because you're speaking to a mass group of people. You're speaking to all the people who could buy instead of zoning in on your most motivated buyer, the person who is ready, excited, and able to buy from you today. Mistake number two is you are not selling the highest priority transformation. And when I say transformation, I mean the before, the pain, and the after, the outcome. So this is not what you do with them. This is the pain that they have and the outcome that they want. And I find most people are too close to their work. So they either think that they're talking about the transformation, but they're not, or they're trying to list all of the different outcomes that that offer could give. And neither of these convert because buyers are not buying your offer. They are buying a specific tangible change in their life. Even if you do intangible work like nervous system work, I promise you, people are not buying nervous system work for the sake of it. They're doing it because they think there's going to be a very clear change in their life. And that is what you want to use as your transformation, as your outcome. And this needs to be so crystal clear. So, firstly, can you name one tangible pain that your client has and the one tangible outcome that they want the most? Because if not, you are not positioned, and so you are capping your sales. The other thing is, or are you talking about too many outcomes? So let's use the same example with the fitness coach. So a fitness coach might help with weight loss, energy, muscle, hormones, strength. These are all valuable, but they are not all equal. And again, different people value different ones, which is why we started this training with your most motivated buyer. So, for the woman who wants to lose weight and start dating again, energy and strength are nice to haves, but she's not getting up off the sofa to go and get her credit card to work with you for strength or for energy. Her real driver is weight loss, and the outcome that she wants is so she can feel confident in her body and start dating again. That is her highest priority transformation. And when you know that, you can create all of your content around the thing that she wants and desires the most. And so, the problem most people do is they're mixing the nice to haves with the must haves. And when you do that, you're diluting your content. And that's why people read your content, they like it, but they're not buying because you're talking about, say, energy, and then you're talking about weight loss, and then you're talking about hormones. And if your message is not clear, your buyer's not going to figure it out for you. They're just going to move on to somebody who has taken the time to get really clear. Mistake number three, your difference isn't obvious. So if you're crystal clear on who you help, and you know specifically what they want, your next piece is why are you different? And I just want to say, you are different. Every single person has a different way about going around things, around solving the problem that they solve. It's really a case of extracting the pieces that make you different and then bringing that into your positioning and bringing that into your content. Because most people are not clearly articulating why somebody should choose them. So, what makes your approach different? What makes it better? Why is your way better than other people in your industry? What is it about it that makes it get the result, makes your clients get a better result? Because if you don't do that, then people are not going to do it for you. And that's where you go into the category of being compared. And when you get compared, you lose because people then start arguing with you on price instead of being like, you are the only person that I want to work with. And so your difference, it's not just your framework, it's also how you think. It's what do you see that others miss? What do you believe in your industry that other people do that is just not going to get the clients the results that they want? So, one thing that I say often is content without positioning is a waste of time because I see so many clients coming to me and they've done tons and tons of content courses, but they haven't even mastered their positioning. And so none of the content works because, as I said, these pieces all build one on top of the other. And if we go back to our fitness coach, most people in the fitness industry focus on calories, workouts, discipline. Maybe this work is different because it also focuses on things like emotional eating, and that's what changes everything. Because you have to remember your most motivated buyer has likely tried things before. And so now you can position yourself as not another option, but you're the one that makes sense. And so this fitness coach could say, the reason that diets haven't worked for you in the past is not because you lack discipline. It's because you're not actually eating because you're hungry. You're eating because you're stressed. And that's why diet plans have failed you in the past because they're solving the wrong problem. When we fix the emotional eating at the core, weight loss becomes so much easier because you're actually in tune with your natural hunger signals. And so when you start pulling out the things that make you different and you make it really clear, buyers will stop comparing you and they'll see you as the one that they want to work with. So to recap, the three biggest positioning mistakes are: number one, you are not speaking to your most motivated buyer. Number two, you're not clearly selling the highest priority transformation. And number three, you are not articulating why you are different. And so, if any of these are off, you are not well positioned. And so, your content is not going to convert at the level that it could. So, if you want me to show you exactly what is not working and what I would fix first in your business, you can book a 15-minute client gap diagnosis. You're going to send me your LinkedIn profile and your offer details before the call. And I'm going to show you where you are losing clients, why this is happening, and one thing that you can fix immediately. You can book that using the link below. And if you're not ready for that, then come and join us inside She's in Demand.